สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome to ThaiPBS English News Service. I'm Rungtip Chonapalai.
And I'm Supachon Klinsawan, and a very warm welcome back, Dr. Rungtip. So how was Europe?
Cold, but however, was very peaceful. Actually, I was reading the news while abroad and very happy to know that the Bangkok governor has announced that in about some communities in Bangkok will be dry by the end of the year.
Well, yeah, in fact, not only the governor, but also the prime minister and the Bangkok governor says that Bangkok will be totally dry within the end of the year. And today, with only less than 20 communities in the capital still flooded. However, some areas nearby Nakhon Pathom are still under 50 to 70 centimeters of flood water. The road linking Bangrakam and Narapirom is under 50 to 70 centimeters of water.
Many houses are also submerged. The irrigation department has so far installed 30 water pumps in these two sub-districts of Nakhon Pathom in an effort to drain the remaining water out. Prime Minister Yingluck told the public yesterday that Nakhon Pathom is likely going to be one of the last areas to totally dry up, whereas both the Prime Minister and the Bangkok governor agreed the capital will be dry before the year's end. But the issue of uncollected garbage remains a big issue.
At the moment, according to the Flood Relief Operations Center, or FROC, there are still flooded areas in 8 provinces, namely Ayutthaya, Lopburi, Suphanburi, Nakhon Pathom, Pathum Thani, Nonthaburi, Samut Sakhon, and Bangkok, while the death toll from the flood stands at 730 people. Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra says that the Strategic Committee for Reconstruction and Future Development will be crystal clear about their working plans within January, adding that government agencies must speed the flood rehabilitation spending. Meanwhile, officials are warning residents in the deep south to brace themselves for the approaching tropical storm. Tropical storm Washi, which was referred to as Cyclone Washi when it hit the Philippines and killed at least 600 people, will hit landfall on Malaysia's coast this Wednesday.
Thai provinces facing heavy thunder showers on the 21st and 22nd will include Nakhon Si Thammarat, Pathalung, Songkhla, Pattani, Narathiwat, Trang, and Stul. The meteorological department says the storm might become a depression when it reaches the southern parts of Thailand. Officials are warning locals to look out for possible landslides as well.
Today, Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra ordered government agencies to speed up the use of the 20.11 billion baht post-flood rehabilitation budget. The Premier says spending is essential as the victims await assistance from the state. The PM says every ministry should start spending within the next 3 days and try to cut through any possible red tape delays in the bureaucratic process. Yingluck says the Strategic Committee for Reconstruction and Future Development, which Thais would refer to as GYO, will be crystal clear about their working plans within January. This special committee was set up to solve the flood crisis and develop the country. The PM flew off to Myanmar today for a sub-Mekong regional meeting and is scheduled to meet with opposition leader Aung San Suu Kyi in Rangoon tomorrow.
The president of the Thai Federation Industries or FTI will meet the Prime Minister tomorrow to discuss the possibility of establishing a fund to assist flood-affected manufacturers to repair damaged machinery as well as setting up new industrial zones in the south and northeast of the country. The president of the FTI, Payungsak Sudipon, will be meeting with the Prime Minister tomorrow to discuss the setting up of a special fund to assist manufacturers whose machinery was damaged by the floods to undertake urgent repairs to enable them to return to normal productivity as soon as possible.
Furthermore, the FTI would like to see the addition of more industrial zones in both the south and northeast of the country. Many foreign investors are now hesitating over investment plans due to the impact of the floods. These additional zones in the regions not known for severe flooding, where there is a significant local availability of labor and good logistics infrastructure, are expected to boost investors' confidence.
Payungsak also pointed out that the investment outlook for 2012 in Thailand will be closely linked to global market confidence or lack of it, especially with regard to events in the U.S. and European markets. He also indicated that a repeat of the local political unrest seen in the past years in Thailand would also going to have a negative effect on investor sentiment.
The cabinet meeting was informed by the Ministry of Industry today that the total cost of damage caused by the massive floods now stands at approximately 229 billion baht. Authorities from the Ministry of Industry briefed the cabinet today on the current estimate of cost to the economy of the recent flooding. The ministry indicated that the bill is currently running at just over 229 billion baht. Over 8,400 factories in 64 provinces have been severely hit by the flood-related damage. This figure includes over 900 factories located in the 7 industrial zones.
The CEO of Bangkok Bank, Khosit Phanpienrat, said the Thai economy will be dealing with adverse effects of the flooding until the end of the second quarter of 2012 because of the combined effects of reduced gross income to the domestic industrial sector and the cost of repairs required to return manufacturing facilities to normal productivity.
Following the first 2 quarters of recovery next year, the GDP is expected to see some recovery in quarter 3 and the end of 2012 with a GDP of 4 to 5%. This will be combined with moderate inflation and some weakening of the baht on the foreign exchange. Khosit Phanpienrat pointed out that the government must take every effort to control any corruption arising from the mega projects under development, as well as ensuring that plentiful labor is available, especially following any relocation of factories following the floods.
The Tourist Council of Thailand has added 2 more proposals to their list of policies aimed at recovery of the tourism sectors. The Tourism Council of Thailand has added 2 more policies to their raft of measures to boost tourism following the recent flooding. The first policy is to set up a special fund to guarantee against risk from natural disaster for tourists and tourism operators. The fund would initially contain 5 billion baht.
The second policy is to develop an enhanced PR campaign through the media to boost the good reputation of Thailand as a safe tourist destination to counter the negative press about the flood seen in other countries. They said that the recovery of Thailand's reputation was of immediate importance if the visitors' numbers are to return to anything like normal.
The Council further stressed the importance of political stabilities and the dramatic negative impacts that any repeat of the political violence seen in the country in the past few years would have on tourist numbers.
Akapon Sarasucha, director of the Thailand Convention and Exhibition Bureau, or TCEP, expressed deep concern contrasting the positive aspects of what Thailand has to offer visitors with the current negative image portrayed by the media abroad, which in turn damages potential visitors' confidence in the country. This, in turn, means that they select other Asian destinations for their vacations. Thailand still represents excellent value for money, but will still lag behind Hong Kong, China, and Japan.
Rengkai Kanchanapolkin, an executive of the brand builder Index Creative Village, said the flood situation shown a weakness in the public relations machine because potential visitors believed that the whole country was flooded rather than only certain areas. Additionally, unique branding for each province would help visitors understand the breadth of what was and offered in Thailand.
The Ministry of Commerce is preparing to add more items to the list of protected goods and services since the floods have resulted in shortages of many items, causing the price to rise significantly. The Ministry of Commerce is set to review the list of protected goods and services by adding more items to the list to solve the combined problems of goods shortages, rising prices caused by the floods, and general global market factors. Among items already included on the list of 16 items impacted by the floods are sand, bottled drinking water, and milk. These, along with the original pre-flood list of 41 items such as sugar, iron, and benzene, will be reviewed.
However, the ministry has yet to indicate which other items are likely to be added to the list. The review will take place in mid-January 2012. The ministry further indicated that the prices of goods affected by the floods are now showing signs of a return to normal market levels. There do remain logistical problems in delivering fresh items to the marketplace due to flood-damaged roads, and this may delay supply and return to pre-flood pricing for some fresh foods. As a result, one food sector that has been an increase in popularity is pre-prepared convenience foods.
Dr. Untip, you do remember the price of consumer goods during the flood crisis, right? We're talking milk, eggs, instant noodles and all that.
Bottle of, like fresh water.
Right.
But of course, because the supply didn't meet the demand.
All of which the price went up, right? But believe it or not, today, the price of raw milk, is getting very low due to oversupply. So milk farmers in Kanchanaburi province today, believe it or not, they flooded the provincial hall in Kanchanaburi with their leftover milk. Members of the Tha Muang Milk Cooperative in the western province of Kanchanaburi today flooded the provincial office with milk, which protesters claim is excess production. Pranon Pop Chalerm Glin, manager of the Tha Muang Milk Cooperative, says after the floods hit their major milk buyer, F&N Dairy, within Rojana Industrial Park, milk farmers are facing trouble selling their products. Pranon Pop claims the farmers within the cooperative have in the recent weeks had to throw away 135 tons of raw milk at 18,000 baht a ton. That is over 2.4 million baht down the drain.
Locals living near the milk farm in Kanchanaburi are also facing the foul smell of bad milk being poured into sewers.
The farmers who are indirect flood victims told reporters that raw milk dumped in front of the Kanchanaburi Provincial Hall was about 5 tons. They also closed down roads. This act, villagers claim, is in protest against government officials who are failing to help solve the oversupply and low price of raw milk. Protesters also threaten that if the government does not find new markets for them or compensate them for the loss due to oversupply, they will march to Government House in Bangkok.
And that wraps up tonight's news edition of the English News at Thai PBS. I'm Rung Tip Chonapalai.
And I'm Supachon Glin Suwan. Thank you so much for watching. สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ